Shaz, welcome to the You Interview channel. Congratulations on the martial artist.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
So first off, you are the director, the writer, the star of the film. You kind of do it all. So take us through what the genesis of the project was, and how where the idea came from, and how you got about executing it.
Yeah, sure. There was the it was started probably 10 years ago on it was on a short film about a boxer that I did. And that was sort of the the seed for the film. And over the years, there's just all these things I wanted to say and express about an MMA fighter, about the sort of cross-cultural journey back home, about the shunning and then accepting of heritage, about this idea of self-realization, discovery in the age of distraction and noise. It was all these things that I think I wanted to say, sort of just compiled all into one film. And then, as a director, all the choices that I used to love and trying to emulate and at the same time find fresh ways to express my own point of view on those inspirations. So yeah, this thing was just brewing and being made for a long time as I was working as an actor, but full on the past 4 or 5 years.
Talk a little bit about your character Ibby and what's the kind of journey that he's going on in the film.
Ebi is this sort of young, ambitious MMA fighter. He's rising up the ranks pretty fast, trained by his older brother Ali, and through because he's not really in tune with who he is, he makes a series of mistakes and bad decisions that kind of lead him down the wrong path. And in that way, it's sort of a familiar story, but where I think we find this sort of originality in it is that there's a sort of odyssey he takes back after finding out some secrets that where he goes back to his motherland and has sort of this encounter with his estranged grandfather wherein he has a spiritual awakening of sorts and kind of confronts those deep truths that he's running away from. And in it lies his power and his destiny.
The fight scenes are great, especially the one at the beginning is really beautiful. Talk about filming that, and I guess you must have a MMA background to do all that. Talk about filming it, and
I
I
don't. I trained for 4 years for this film because
wow.
yeah, I've been physical all my life, and I boxed a little bit in college, but this is like another level of commitment. And it was in writing of it, I'm like, if I'm going to play this character, I'm not going to be believable at all if I phone it in, especially with the type of mixed martial arts we wanted to show, which is modern MMA as it's practiced in the UFC. So I had to go all in. I had to learn boxing again, taekwondo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing. So I went full on, and because we needed to get the martial artists on our back. If they saw it and they can sniff it out if they think it's not real. So that Death Valley fight scene was sort of like all that work coming to fruition, saying, all right, do we have a movie or not? And once we did that film, we cut it up, we made the scene, we're like, okay, I think we have a movie now. So that was really important.
Yeah, do you worry about hurting yourself doing something like that, and like
Well, I did hurt myself. Yeah.
incapacitating yourself so you can't finish the film?
There, I had never really thought of it like that, but I was getting hurt constantly. And in that Death Valley fight scene, I threw out my ankle the first day, and like I'm not kidding you, I was limping back to my room. My editor was like, he's one of my best friends. He was like, taking care of me. The next morning, I still couldn't walk. And it's just the miracle of filmmaking that as soon as I stepped on set, like it was like, I mean, you don't have a choice. Things happen, and miracles happen. And I was able to go through another, 12 hours of shooting, and heal myself. But yeah, there was a lot of injuries, really horrible nerve injury in the middle of the shoot. But because we took it in piecemeal, we didn't shoot it all at once. We shot it over the course of a couple of years through all these obstacles like COVID and all that. I had time to recover. I had time to actually learn too. So in a strange way, the character gets more, I wouldn't say better, but more in tune with his technique in the film. And the same was happening with me. I was just getting more crisper in the technique and all that, because we were shooting those scenes later on, especially the final fight was one of the last things we shot. Um, So that worked out actually in that way.
Talk about the filming, the scenes in Pakistan, and how you did that, and a little bit about what that experience was like.
It was it was incredible. It was one of the most it was probably one of the most majestic like moments of filmmaking that I've ever been a part of because you're in this space that's kind of untouched by society. And a funny anecdote, we found that location last minute. We actually had another location that when we got there with the crew, they said you can't shoot here because of some political stuff. So we drove around the country like I mean for 2 days, couldn't find anything. And as you know that when you go, you need a place that feels like it's not from this world. So I was about to cancel the shoot until like my production designer sitting there is like, I think I know a place. And it turns out it was like 13 hours away. We drove to that, got there in the middle of the night. I'm still like depressed, like we're gonna cancel this. And the next day we see this unbelievable like vista, and we had to get these special made Jeeps to drive us 45 minutes up to get to where we shot. And then I was like, this is it. Now there was a whole process of logistically, changing the whole schedule and like getting equipment up there and how are we going to do this? But it was apparent that it had to be done because it is a very special place. And not many, I think we were the second thing that's ever been shot there. Definitely a feature, first feature that's ever been shot there.
Oh,
So, yeah.
amazing. Was there, I mean, other than this scene, a favorite moment for you of shooting, a favorite scene for you?
I there's so many of them. I think the Death Valley fight scene was very special because we were going into uncharted territory in a sense. And I remember the drive back from Death Valley. I just was like kind of like filled with emotion, like, oh my God, like, and even though that was only the beginning of the journey, if I only knew how much more work we had to do, I like allowed myself that little time to like enjoy the shoot. But that was one of the special moments I had because we needed a fight scene that was gonna work and that was gonna be pretty raw, like naturalistic. And yeah, we felt like we might have had something there. And then another one was probably Belize, which is the final fight next to the Mayan temples. I was exhausted. Everyone's getting like dinner at like 1 in the morning. I'm just sitting there and I'm just like in this space thinking to myself, my God, like it was such a mythical quality to the air around you. And we were short on schedule. We were short on everything, like always with indie filmmaking. But I was like, all right, we're gonna be all right. And yeah, there was some miracles happened that day too that helped us achieve our goals.
Congratulations on The Martial Artist. We hope everyone gets a chance to see it when it's out. And thanks for joining us on the You Interview channel.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching the You Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.